Okay, so I know I said I was going to talk about the Olympics today, but I went somewhere last night that I think that I want to talk about more. And we will continue Olympic-y stuff Friday, maybe. It depends. Well, you know what? I'll be talking about it until the next Olympics, so we're fine. Last night, I went to see this medium, John Edward, in New York City, and it was really, we were there because we wanted to hear from my grandfather. And if anyone there's skeptical about the whole thing, you can be skeptical about mediums in general, but I'm here to tell you right now, John Edward, 100% legit. I mean, I knew that going in, but just seeing him in action, it's so amazing. It's just so amazing to see him in action and to see, it was amazing. Just to let you know, no one came through for me and my mom, but that's okay, and it's not the last time we're ever going to see a show. But we learned so much, and so we get in the theater, and they're like, oh, by the way, we're going to be filming for Dr. Phil. So if you watch Dr. Phil in the next maybe 2 or 3 weeks, just look when the John Edwards segment's going to be on, and you most likely will see me. I'm wearing a purple and black top with dress pants. Here's the top I'm wearing. It's on me, but this is it. So look for this shirt. And I'm making a prediction now that at the end, when John Edward was like giving his last, his final speech, like, because he was gonna, go off, I was crying. And I don't know if you know, I do not like how I look when I cry. And I know there's been videos on here of me crying, but I do not like how I look when I'm crying. So I'm like wiping my eyes, and because the whole thing was so emotional. People are getting messages from their loved ones, and just the whole thing is so emotional. I'm wiping my eyes and just reflecting on the past 2 hours, and I look, and like the camera guys weren't making themselves scarce or anything, but I look, and the camera guy's on the stage with the camera pointed directly at me. Oh, by the way, me and my mom were front row center. Like, literally, I could have touched John Edward if I wanted to. Like, back up from your computer a little bit, alright? I was, like, that far away from him. Now, if you're across the room, that wouldn't have worked. But if you're about 2 feet or 3 feet from your computer, yeah. I mean, it was amazing. It was the New World Stages. So if you've ever been there, you know it's a very small venue. Front center. So the camera guy has the camera on me, and I'm like, oh, great, I'm going to be here. Like, I look at him, I'm like, oh, great. At the end of this segment, whatever they're going to do, when they show the final speech, they're going to cut to the girl crying in the front. So just look for that. I'll look for it. When I see when it's going to be on, I'll film me watching it live. But anyway, John Edward, so amazing and so considerate. Like, if he had to say something that was personal or that he was a little, like, sketchy about because of what was, he had to say, he was like, are the cameras going? No. And then he would, like, say it, or he would ask if he could be personal for a moment. And then he told stories about readings he's done. Nothing, like, revealing or personal. Like, I've watched his show for 11 years, and I learned so much more about him last night. And if anyone has an opportunity to go to one of his shows, take it. Go. Like, even if you're skeptical or not. Go if you're skeptical, especially. I can't say skeptical, but that's okay. Especially because he, like, tells you, he's like, don't volunteer any information because it'll be more meaningful to you if, like, you validate what I'm saying. And, like, some people, he would be like, he'd be like, oh, did anyone in your family have lung cancer? And they'd be like, oh, no. And he goes, no, you're wrong. Someone had lung cancer or lung. And they'd be like, no. He goes, no, yes. And then they'd think about it, maybe think about it a little too long. And then he'd be like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So, like, then he'd be talking, he's like, oh, and, the person with the thing, and, tell me about the amputated leg. And the people would be like, what? Like, how did you know that? Like, it was so amazing. I love him, been following him for 11 years. I'm going to now read his books. I didn't read a Stephen King book this summer. Oh, maybe I should get on that. Anyway, so I just want to talk to you about that. And look for me on Dr. Phil, because should not disappoint. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.